guys, welcome back to the channel. This week I made myself a little another little woodsman with the flat cap looking fella, and I had some requests to do a simplified version of him in a little 4-inch block of wood. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to take this little 1.5 inch square by 4-inch tall piece of basswood, and using 99% just a knife, and we're going to carve up a little simplified little woodsman. So let's get at it.
Let's get our centers marked on here. We'll do all sides. As we go across the top too. Alright, so we're going to carve here, but I'm not going to really measure anything today. We just want to freehand it a little bit. So I'm going to mark about halfway on this guy here. That's the bottom of his beard, alright? So if that's the beard, let's just take a gander, maybe a third, half to a third. And this is what I want to try and show you guys, that it doesn't really matter about your all these exact dimensions and cut for cut. Just want to get you to wing it, and here we go. So obviously that'll be the shoulders. All right, we're gonna have a hat on this guy. We're gonna have a hat. All right, shoulders, hat. All right, feet. You know, we'll start off with a finger thickness for the feet. Okay, all right. Now we know we're gonna thin the head up a little bit. All right, I'm gonna take a little bit off there so the shoulders are wider than the head. So it's pretty straightforward. The arms, when we get there, we're going to keep the arms back a little bit. So if this was the back of the shoulder, we're going to come in. So it's a little bit on the back side, okay? And then the bottom of the hand is going to be holding an axe. It's going to go like that, pretty much the same as the feet. Stay just a little bit forward of that. Better to always mark these wider and then narrow them down after. But if that's the case here, so we'll do the same back here. This hand's going to be in his pocket, so we might as well just aim that over there right now. Same thing, just a little bit forward of the center line, and then down. All right, but we'll flesh all this out as we get carving. But that's what I mean about not measuring everything and just having at it. You know, the feet here in the front. Obviously, you're going to split the feet. We'll end up, if that's the beard there, it'll be out here. We're going to come down, you know, like that. But on the bottom side, we want them in a little bit. Basically, on this guy here, especially for the hand that's holding the axe, we're going to have to get some meat out of here to give the fist to hold the axe. You know what I mean? So we're going to narrow this down with a little bit of an angle. See that? All right. So let's just get started. I'm going to use my old Helvey knife. This is an OCC tool knife, great alternative, but we're just gonna go with my old Helvey. So I want to get the feet here first. Just gonna rough in this whole guy right away. But like I said, if you've been following my channel for any time at all, this is all just repeat. So that's why we're kind of moving into more of a demonstration base than a play-by-play on all these, because it's just repetitive. If you're new to this, of course, I have the whole playlist to get you going. But so now we know where our feet are. All right. I wonder if I should move this camera back a little bit. Better. He jumped in the frame. This is my the guy I did this week. He's much bigger. All right. All right. What we didn't talk about is we also have a butt. So if this is the foot, let's just bring the foot here and then just jump up a little bit. We can cut in a butt. Watch that arm there. We're going to come right into that. And again, all this is just, we're just setting the major things, and then we'll fine tune everything. All right. Got a butt in place. Like I said, we're just going to set the bottom of this beard. I want to get that in. I want to get some good depth on that. We got lots of meat on this. I think I am going to switch knives. This one just has a little bit more reach on it. I can do the whole thing at once. All right. So I'm just digging the bottom of that beard in. Good quarter of an inch or so. Right? But yes, if you don't have a big enough knife, just work on one side and the other side, and the middle smaller again. Right? Let's do the back shoulders. I've been waiting. We're gonna hear some tractor noises soon. I had to wait. The neighbor is brought in a big tractor with a big large tree moving spade. So we're sure to be entertained with the tractor noises, but it's not going to stop us from carving. Now look at that. We've got our butt, our feet, our beard. Okay, so we're going to come across here, just like that. I'm just kind of doing that line in the middle. And we're doing a woodsman today, but it doesn't matter. You can do if he was holding he could be holding a rake, or he could be, wearing overalls. It doesn't really make a difference. That's what I say. From now on, I think I'm gonna just go at things and just make them, because the play-by-play is just repetitive. So we got that in there, but now let's take all these corners off. And again, that's why we put center lines here and here. I can make sure that I'm on a 45-degree angle just by watching, the measurement from the center line. They're the same. So if they're the same on both sides, you're taking a 45-degree corner off, right? Okay. Same in the back. Just roughing it in. All right. Now we know that our beard is not going to be like that, so just take that front corner off. All right. Like so. Now, we talked about the feet here. We want to narrow them up, but I want to keep that meat, so I'm gonna come here. I'm gonna try and make a line across that bottom of that hand, right? Because I want to keep as much there as I can. But by keeping the a bit of an angle there, we can get more meat back here. But I still want the toes. I want the feet to be kind of sitting like that, right? So that could mean also putting that angle here, just to get as much as we can on the arms, all right? But whatever we do here, kind of got to do on this side, right? we're going to, we're getting ahead of ourselves with that arm, but I'm going to put a cut across that just to be able to come up into that. All right. All right. So we got some meat here for the hand, and we can fine tune that after. Pretty much, we'll have to make sure that center is even on the foot. But anyway, let's get these arms just kind of cut in here. Now I want to go nice and deep on these. You know, watch where you're cutting, but what I want to do is go nice and deep here, because if I don't, when I come in the side, you know, it's gonna just be multiple slices, and then you're gonna see every cut into the side here. So by going nice and deep, we should have a nice clean see, I got one little stab mark, but otherwise it's nice and clean. Nothing worse than a whole whack of cuts in the side. There, see that? Got one arm popped out. Come over here, let's take the back off this arm. Making sure, like, we know it's going to pop at some point, right? So just make sure your fingers are in the way. Right, now we can bring that, clean that up. All right, it's the outside. All right, now we're going to do the inside here. We're getting so far ahead of ourselves, we should be up in the head. But same thing, nice and deep. Watch your fingers. And we're just going to take that little inside corner out, and then we're going to leave it. We're not going to touch this again until we get that head set. All right. That's where we're at. See that? All this doesn't matter. Like, this is all going to come off. Right? Down through. All right. So let's get this head rounded up here. So I want to get that. It's going to come down about that far, ½ inch or so. Just start working that head around. We're just removing wood so that we got less wood to remove up the side here, right? That's why we take off the corners. Yeah, see, we got our head thinned. Our shoulders stick out. Same thing this side. And working our way around the head. You can be thinking about what kind of hat you want on your guy. You can put a toque or a ball cap or a flat cap. But now we're saying goodbye to our top lines. Okay, now we've lost our little chin and neck, so we want to cut that back in. Always watching the center lines. You can make a cut this way, I want the same thing on this side, right? So we're happy with our head shape right now. Okay, let's get down here and clean up these the front and the back here. Okay, so we got a straight cut across the back for the butt. We're gonna bring that across, come up, and now this is goofy looking here, so we're gonna bring that up. Like that. I'm just gonna give him some shape to his back. Take out some of these corners. Right. It'll hunch his back a little bit. See that? Now we got too much back here, so we can get rid of some of that. Now if that's your center, we can just bring that, split the legs a little bit. Alright. Just so we don't lose that later. Okay. Now on the front here, I'm going to take these shoes down a little bit. Take the corners off. By taking that corner off like that, now I can run this angle down, match it up. Right? Same here. Take that up there, run that down, join her up. See that? There's our feet. So we'll put our little, we'll split the feet right now. Again, because pencil lines don't last. Right? We can even take this cut out of here. Right. Okay. Rough feet. But now you can see we got quite a line here. So I'm going to come across here, take a bit of the arm, but a bit of the gut off, right up into the neck. See that? Same here. And then we're going to have to recut. We're going to have to big point of the belly, too much. And we're just going to round. Now remember, this guy's hand is going to be in his pants. So it's just probably down here. But we want the elbow to stick out more than it should be straight. So we're gonna angle that back a little bit this way towards there. And we're gonna bring this down. All right. We're gonna recut this. Set it down, cut down, and pop it out again. Right. Back, bit of a back angle both ways. Okay. Swoop. So that's pretty much that one arm. Over here, let's take some edges off. Same idea. The shoulder can come in a little bit. We're going to leave the meat on the hand though. Right. I want to leave about, again, about a ½ inch or so. I'm going to cut that in. Just to separate the hand. We do it there. We're going to bring it around the side. A little cut, a little cut. A little cut, a little cut. All right. Now we separate our hand. All right. Let's just kind of keep moving around the carving and taking off a little bit more. See, as I narrow that leg down to the shoe, I'm trying to create more room for that axe, because we're going to be drilling a hole right in here. So we need some more room. Yeah, that's a good amount of space in there. All right. But we also are going to have to narrow that down here. But when we're doing these, trying to match each side, this hand's in the pocket. So in that sense, we need his hand to actually be in his pocket. So it's okay to leave a little extra here to show that it's a hand in the pocket. But let's say the hand goes in the pocket here. All right. I'm just going to bring that down. All right. So we just put his hand in the pocket. So now we can come down. All right. We can narrow that a little bit more. Get these pencil lines out of here. Let's give it a little bit of a shadow here. Yeah. The same thing in the bottom. A little bit of a shadow. Little three-way chip cut. There. Now we know for sure his hand is in his pocket. But that also means that's the bottom of the shirt. But still doesn't look the same when we look at both sides. So we're going to swoop that a bit. Alright, on the back side. Shirt, jacket. All right. This bum doesn't have to be so sharp. Just like we create space in the front, we gotta create the same space on the back of his hand. All right. We're getting there. Let's just get this shirt marked, and then we'll jump back up to the head. Doesn't have to be, imagine your shirt, it doesn't have to be perfectly uniform, it can be off to one side. I like how it's working out here. Alright. Little dirty corner here. Clean that up. All right, that's looking all right. Pretty thick here still. So let's take some of that up there. Give him a little kick in the knee. probably okay though. His feet were bigger than his hips. Separate those legs again. There, a little better. I can hear my belly rumbling. All right, let's get up to the hat. Where we get stuck down here like I'm doing right now. All right, so we know we're going to have a hat in this guy, so I want to just kind of smooth off a lot of these rough corners. So I think I'm going to go with the flat cap idea, like this fella. So as you can see here, let's look at this. That cap sticks out pretty much like his nose does, right? So we can do the hat first. Give it a little flat cap top. Like that. All right. So if this is my cap, I'm going to have a bit of an angle, right? Let's just go right across it. Just going to roughly set the cap in, right? So that's there. So this is the back. I should draw lines, but just going to roll that knife across that way. We're just getting this in rough. It's not a big cap. All right, let's set that in there. See that? Now we'll just really get her in there. Very careful now, because you know that it will break so easy. But when it does, or if it does, then you go with the toque. Now we haven't really set where the nose is, but you can see we're definitely bringing that back. Setting up the future nose. All right. Now I want a little bit of a rounding hollow in here. A little bit of a peak, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? All right, so I want this really brought down, rounded, this whole thing. I'm going to round it right to that center line. going around. I want the hair to kind of a kick out a little bit. You don't want it straight down. All right. We're going to thin that too. We don't want that hat to look like it's sitting on top of his head, so we can't give it too much of a reveal from the hair. So we're going to make it a little bit smaller. A little bit of a kick up on there. All right, let's just put our nose in. We're going to stay fairly high, so let's bring up, set the nose. No reason, but we know we got the beard, so let's just set that in place just by doing that. Now, what I want to do is I want that face to stick out from the hair. So let's say I come down here. I need something to kind of guide me, so I'm going to come make a line like so, kind of with that arm even a little bit. I want the same thing on this side. I'm going to kind of follow the arm. I'm going to look at it from above and make sure they're fairly pretty much the same. I'm going to stick my knife right in that and go all the way down. Same on this side. I go all the way down, fairly deep. Now I want to put a little stop cut here. This one here I don't care so much, but I will anyway. And we're going to take that out. Look at that. See that? A little stop cut here. A little stop cut here. I'm going to take that out. So that one's not quite as deep, so I'll do it. It's all about matching, right? So we almost got it there. Now, from the nose up, I like to really thin that up. Really thin that temple area. Right. All right. Now we know this looks silly, right? So we can take that off there, but on these sides, look at that. That's a goofy looking hairdo, right? So I'm just going to come across on an angle like that. See that? Same thing on the bottom. And then I want to take that right out of there. So now we've divided the hair from the beard. Give some good depth. You know, there's a neck in there somewhere. Okay. There. We're going to keep it simple. We're not going to go with ears or anything in this guy. But there, that's different, isn't it? Even up here, I can just take a little corner of there. All right. Okay. There. There. Doug's gone silent. Just working my way around. Really don't want that hair to sit straight anywhere, so I'm just kind of doing these little scoops. Trying to get a little bit of a kick in the hair. There. I think for this guy, the hat could have been a little bit more part of his head, but I think it'll be fine. See how I've got some bulk on the bottom of his chin beard here? I like that. And I think we're in pretty good shape here. Always cleaning up anything you see. But before I go too far, I want that hole drilled so that I'm safe and I can carve around the hole. Nothing worse than having it all finished and having the drill skid across something or whatever, or splitting or whatever. So let's drill this hole so that we have it for our future axe. All right. Okay, so I'm going to stick that drill bit in here. All right. But I want to make sure I got enough meat left. I'd rather it touching pants almost than not have enough meat. And I'm also, when I'm drilling it, I'm aiming back. I don't want to come out shallow, so I'm just going to go in here. All right, nice and slow, but we got our hole. Right, I can tell I blew out the back a bit here, which is okay. And clean that up. Now, depending on our axe handle, I think I want a little bit bigger, so I'm just going to upsize my bit. But it's nice to have that pilot hole. So now I'm just going to follow that pilot hole. Work it. I'm really going to work it nice. If you go too big and too thin, you're going to blow out the side. But this was just, that's just right. Okay. Now we can clean up the hole. And now we got square hands. We don't have square hands, do we? I don't think so. We'll take the edges off. Give a bit of a plane. See that? All right. Now, normally, if I was holding something, say I was holding an axe handle, see how my thumb is above my hand? My thumb is going to be in here, so it's hidden. But just keep that in mind in the future if your hand is separate, that thumb goes above. But we're not going to see my thumb here. And we're going to keep more of the glove feel. So we're not going to put fingers or nothing. So that's basically what it is right there. Nice and simple. And we've got our glove holding axe hand. All right. Always keep clean edges. Some guys just go rough. And then at the end it's more work to clean it up than the whole carving. So as long as you keep your carving clean as you go, it's easier. A little brush here and there helps too. All right. Okay. What do you want to do now? Let's just finish his pants. I'm going to give him just regular old pants. I'm going to come across a bit of a shoe into that. All I'm going to do there, be very careful. Just going to put that knife in here. All right. Don't push too hard or you're taking that whole toe right off. I'm going to come down and give a pant edge. See that? Just going to come in here. Nice and easy. coming back. There's our paint. All right. Okay. Same thing on this side. Now we don't want to get too carried away too quick, but we can put some wrinkles in the big wrinkled pants. There's one with the jeans, like so. All right, just little details that we shouldn't be worried about right now, but we are. All right. Let's leave the pants alone. The arm here, very square. Take that off of there, right into the pocket. You can see that here. We have not touched that piece of wood from the outside. That's the edge of that 1.5 inches. Give them a couple little creases here. So, clean up that. Okay. And over here, a little bit off. Gotta take that shoulder, bring it back from the shoulder. I can deepen this a little bit, I think, here. Alright. Again, that's original wood, so I get that off of there. Let's give the back a little bit of character, a couple little swoops. Right. Clean that little original wood off. And we look at him. He's a little bit heavy sided this side. You can see the shirt and the arm is pulling it over, but that's okay. We'll just make the shirt. What are we going to do here? What do you want to do here? Let's cut that off. I'm going to bring the balance of that shirt. I'm going to get it over a bit. There. That's all that kind of took, just to get that over. You can get carried away with the shirt and make it however you want. Again, these tutorials get long and boring, but I could split the shirt and have an open shirt like this. Let's look at this guy. So I split his shirt open. You can't see the collar; it's under his beard. But I just drilled holes and put dowels for the buttons, and then glued them in and trimmed them off. They make a nice bold button, rather than trying to carve one in. All right. So let's just go with the nose. Let's just get at it. All right. Don't need a super huge nose, so let's just cut that right there. Now, come down. Now remember, I see a lot of guys making these eyes. You can see them cutting here, flat. We do not make those eyes flat. You can see already that they're on an angle back, and it's going to be even more so. All right. Okay. These eyes are slanted this way and this way. See that? We haven't even cut our nose in yet. Okay. Let's put our nose in here. Cutting away. I'm going to keep this fairly simple. Get that nose flared up. All right. Come on. Now, one thing, we're going to put cartoon eyes on this guy. All right. But let me show you this fella here. What we're going to do, if I was setting up for eyes like this, now we're not going to go too deep into this, but I'm going to take, I know we're doing a knife. Should be a knife. 1 second here. I want to keep it, this one just a knife only carving. But if I was going to set this up for eyes, I'm just going to dig this in right across here. This is number 9. Then I'm going to really make these pockets on the eyes. Alright, and run up the side. This is just how I would set up for the realistic eyes. Since some of you want to go up to that step, I'm not going to spend a lot of time here, but see that? So then I dig in those pockets. Then of course I can clean the nose up and straighten it out. Anyway, the idea is to make those pockets. Put a line on each side. Kind of take the nose, if the nose was finished, the flare, and then I would just draw the eyeball in here. Alright, and I would cut the eyeball out. Take one corner, okay. Take the other corner. Come around, down, around top. Alright, so there's your eyeball with a pencil mark in the middle. Then you take a little V tool. I would just come down. Now remember, this is rough. This is very rough. But just know that if I do those cartoon eyes, which are good for everybody, that some people don't want to do them. So you can do this. But you can spend a lot more time rounding the eyeball, but that's basically your eye. And you can cut that a little bit sharper and get more of a shadow. Alright. But the V tool is nice just to get it set. Same with the eyeball. You can do that a little bit deeper and round it off nice. Alright, that's a very quick and dirty rough eye. And then you can, if you had maybe something else here, you can just kind of go around underneath. I don't like the V tool on the bottom. Alright. Bring that around. There you go. And then maybe just one little accent cut there just to... Alright. There you go. I'm going to leave that alone right now. Back to the knife only. We're just going to go like that, like that. Come up. Not too high. Make sure they kind of look the same. Sometimes you go upside down, it's easier. Like so. Then at the same time, we can bring that down like that. Back up. Always double checking to make sure it's same on both sides. Alright, let's get into this. So I'm going to cut first. I'm going to come down this way. This beard. I'm going to cut under the nose. This is going to make that nose pop out more. This cut here. One of my favorite cuts. Yep. And then here. Good now. Okay. I'm going to take that corner off of here. Alright, now you can round that, do whatever you want. Alright, let's leave that alone. As he continues to cut, let's just leave it alone. That's wonky. Something's wonky here, so I'm going to stay with the beard for a minute. Let's round this baby out, finish her off. That's better. All right. I'll draw a little happy mustache. Remember, happy goes up, and gloomy and sad goes down. So stick that knife in there, 3-corner cut, take the little chunk of the middle, right. Bring that down around, meet that up, same thing this side. Let's just cut right up to that. See, he looks happy already just from that mustache coming up. Okay, let's give him a little bit more here. He looks like a likable fella already. Alright, I'm going to dig that in nice and deep now. I'm going to give it a little shadow. Now we're in the mouth. Alright. Then we'll just a little cut this way. A little cut this way. Alright. Back up this way. And there you go. Little bottom lip. Let's bring the corners in. Let's just bring them in a little bit. All right. Eyeballs. Starting on the top. Slight angle. Just coming around. A little kick at the bottom. Slight angle. Around. A little kick at the bottom. And come across the bottom. Make a little stop cut. Take that little corner out. Right. Across the bottom. A little chip out. Alright. Now we work up into this one. And then down. Right. Up and down. Pencil line off of here. There you go. Look at the pencil line here. All right. Now, see that one's a little bit higher? Good. Put one little eyeball here. And a goofier one up here. Who cares, right? Okay. Now, what you do to finish a hair is going to be totally up to you. But I would take like a, maybe I use a V-tool. Maybe I get a little V-tool. Take a little V-tool here. And look at some hair. Give him some hair. I'll finish this more off camera, but you get the idea. Some bigger chunks off the bottom of the hair, like so, and then go up. Get the idea, right? And the same thing, I'm just going to take that beard and or mustache and just give him a few. It doesn't take much on a tiny little guy like this to get that feel, but again, you can make all these little cuts with your knife. You don't even have to use a V-tool, but going forward, we're going to start using more tools. So I made a video of tools that you may want to add to your collection. It might be handy in the future, but anyway. I'll do the beard and whatever after, but before we do our little axe, let's look at the feet here. We take a little bit off the bottom of the feet, like so. Create a little shadow on the table when you set them down, you see? Now you can see under. And we can make tread. We can do this. All right? Or since we got our V-tool, let's not pretend we don't have one. We'll just run it around. All right. All right. Let's I'm gonna do his hair, and we'll give him an axe. All right, we gave him some whiskers, some hair, and I looked him over. He's pretty good overall. Oh, I just see something I don't have. Let's give him a little division in the pants here. Forgot that part. All right. You can hear the neighbors are hard at it. There we go. Yeah. But I think I did straighten out his eyes too. I couldn't leave him. It's no big deal. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? I think we're ready for an axe, but you know, just keep rolling it over, and as you see fit, just take a little piece here, a piece there. See, I can see now this shoulder could be a little bit more rounded to match that one. Just keep taking pieces off until you got it right, the way you like it. So let's set him aside. We're gonna give him an axe. So just take a scrap of wood. I don't know what. I'm thinking about 3 inches, probably close to 3 inches. And let's just draw an axe. However you see an axe. Just you want it to be bigger than the hole that you drilled, and I'll show you. I'll show you in a minute. A little bit above, like so. So all I'm doing is I'm carving. I'm leaving the metal proud of the handle, because the handle goes inside, obviously. But we're not gonna film the carving of this. But I'll bring you back after. But I like to leave a little bit of wood where the wedge is. You know, should actually even draw a little wedge in there. All right, that gives it just a more genuine look. But let me carve this up, and then I'll bring you back and show you how we put them into the man. We almost got it. Now, if you're doing this, I'll show you my bonehead move so that you don't do the same thing. Wear your carving glove. I just had to glue. I was just trying to cut this little top in here, and I was coming across. You can see the glue line here, and I don't know how I did it, but stuck it in my finger. So you never know what the wood's gonna do. The wood could break at any moment, so it's not a big deal. But a little bit of super glue, we're back at it. But yeah, it happens. So better a nice little cut like that than put you out of commission. So do as I say, not as I do, eh? All right. But there is our crazy looking little axe. Now that thing, boy, this guy's a man if he's swinging that axe. That's a pretty big honking axe for him. But I want to, this is the painful part. You just work so hard to make your axe. Now I'm going to break it in half. Down until we can stick it in the hole. Actually wedge it, really. I kind of want a little bit of taper to wedge it in. That axe is huge. I think I'd make that a little bit smaller. Way too big. So now we've got our pieces. We're just going to taper them down. So we can stick them in the hole. All right, so there's the back end. Crap. That guy has a honking axe. think that's too much axe for him. I'm gonna take that double bit off. Just gonna make him hold an axe. That's way too big. Way too big. Straighten this out. There. He just lost his double bit privilege. All right. Look at that. There is our little axe wielding lumberjack. All right. Like I said, you can give him a shirt and do whatever you want. But I think I will go and paint him. I have videos on painting, so I will not bore you with the painting. And we will come back and close up the video. All right, guys.
And here is our little woodsman, all painted up. Real nice, fun little beginner project, but fun. I think they could be related, right? So, there you have it. Big thanks to all those who bought me coffee this week. Never expected, always appreciated. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. And we'll be doing something totally different again. So, thanks for watching, and see you next time.